Now to these eye-popping results of a state audit finding two state agencies mismanaged more than 93 million federal COVID relief dollars. The state auditor is warning the federal government might try to get much of that back.
News 4's Spencer Humphrey has the findings.
It's past time for Oklahoma to put its financial house in order.
State Auditor Cindy Byrd not sugarcoating what her office discovered while putting together this 200-page audit looking into how the state of Oklahoma spent federal COVID relief dollars. Her staff finding the state could be on the hook to repay the federal government upwards of $100 million from just the 2023 fiscal year alone because it spent them in questionable ways.
When Oklahoma takes money from the federal government, they are 100% responsible to make sure that those funds are spent properly. The federal government will take that money back from the state of Oklahoma, and then it will be up to the state of Oklahoma to recoup those funds.
She says there were two state agencies that were the biggest offenders, one of them the Office of Management and Enterprise Services. Her audit staff finding OMES spent $21.8 million federal COVID relief dollars questionably, much of it through the Emergency Rental Assistance Program OMES was supposed to run to help needy families stay in their homes during the pandemic. Finding OMES gave a nonprofit company a no-bid contract to run that program, paying the nonprofit millions in lump sum advances that company used to pay for administrative salaries and hefty management fees. Last year, we also told you Byrd's office found that nonprofit spent thousands of its federal COVID relief dollars on things like flowers, gift cards, and parties at places like Topgolf and Chicken and Pickle. She says if OMES had properly distributed those federal dollars, they could have likely given nearly 8,000 more Oklahoma families help with rent.
Oklahoma can do better. They should demand better from the state of Oklahoma.
The other biggest offending agency, she says, the Department of Human Services, who questionably spent nearly $64 million the state may now have to pay the federal government back, much of it having to do with emergency child care funding. The auditor's office finding DHS let a home daycare provider spend that money on things like a kitchen remodel and a brand new Cadillac. In another instance, she says the DHS Director of Child Care Services awarded her husband's private curriculum company around $2 million meant to help provide childcare in childcare deserts. She says that situation's now under a larger, potentially criminal investigation. And then there were the federal childcare subsidy dollars DHS was supposed to distribute to childcare centers based on how many stars out of 5 each center received on its state inspections. She says DHS handed out too many 5-star ratings, putting the state on the hook to pay too many childcare centers too much money that it couldn't keep paying once those federal dollars ran out. We've brought you countless stories the past year of childcare centers facing uncertain futures because of this.
Daycares became dependent on government money that they should never have received in the first place. And now their business is in danger of folding, partly because DHS administrators did not provide proper guidance and communication about what was expected going forward.
Byrd says the blame for all of this ultimately lies at the feet of state agency heads.
There should have been qualified people who understood what the requirements were and knew how to properly document an expenditure to prove what it was spent for.
All of it federal money, she says Oklahomans greatly needed, but the state ultimately robbed them of.
The state has not done its best to ensure that your tax dollars provide a maximum benefit for Oklahoma and for its people. What we found time and time again was that Oklahomans were denied services even when they qualified for them.
In Oklahoma City, Spencer Humphrey, Oklahoma's News 4.
Well, so far, the feds have already requested more than $1 million of the questionably spent dollars back. Byrd says now that the audit is out, they could and likely will ask for more. We should point out this data is from the 2023 fiscal year. Since then, both DHS and OMES have replaced their leadership. Byrd says both agencies are now cooperating with her staff.